Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." This dream has become a reality for millions of Americans, American humans that is, but sadly not for the American pit bull. It has become almost a daily occurrence to only see the news stories of pit bulls involved in tragedies of dog bites and attacks, but not the good stories about how they've saved lives or protected their owners. These stories become so common that most of the American public has come to see the breed as vicious, evil, and dangerous. But is it appropriate to judge an entire breed on the actions of just a few? Isn't that stereotyping? I would like to show you how pit bulls aren't all bad and that we the people should always have the right to own them as pets. Prior to the 1980s, the term pit bull was not even used. This generic term loosely refers to several different breeds of dogs: American Pit Bull Terriers, American Staffordshire Terriers, Staffordshire Bull Terriers, and sometimes the American Bulldog. Each of these breeds have their own distinct characteristics, including remarkable loyalty, calmness, and reliability, making these breeds the perfect family dog. In fact, it was this gentle nature that earned them the nickname of the nanny dog. For example, on July 7, 2015, in West Palm Beach, Florida, a little girl named Ramaya was riding her bike around her street, when all of a sudden, the neighbor's Labrador Retriever mix jumped over the fence and came after her. He viciously attacked and bit her face, but before he could continue, Ramaya's family dog, Trigger, a pit bull, came to the rescue. He lunged over her fence and defended his owner by attacking the Labrador Retriever without hesitation. This brave act by a pit bull and family dog is what saved her life. The family refers to Trigger as their superhero, but sadly, stories like this are rarely in the news. Instead, it is tales of vicious attacks by pit bulls that make the headlines. The family-friendly reputation changed in 1980 with the onslaught of dog fighting. In that decade, the population for pit bulls that were involved in dogfighting was enormous. This is where they got the nickname pit bulls. This breed of dog was a prime candidate for exploitation due to its loyalty and muscular physique. Dogfighting is basically a contest where two dogs, both being of the same breed and trained specifically to fight, are put into a small pit and encouraged to fight each other for gambling and entertainment. They usually end up with one of the dogs so severely injured that it's unable to continue fighting and is killed by its opponent. Dogs who are not killed by their opponent are often inhumanely executed by the dog handlers. Those who survive are scarred for life, both physically and emotionally. Not all pit bull victims are directly involved in fighting. Bait dogs are often used to antagonize the fighting dogs and are sacrificed in an effort to encourage aggression in the other dogs. While bait dogs can be any breed, many are pit bulls who are smaller or younger. When larger dogs are used, their mouths are taped shut so that they cannot fight back, further dooming them to a bloody end. This illegal pastime became popular in the 1980s, primarily among lower socioeconomic groups and often gangs. However, one influential celebrity/athlete who glorified dogfighting was professional football player Michael Vick. In July of 2007, Vick and 3 other men were charged with operating an unlawful interstate dogfighting business known as Bad News Kennels. Vick provided the financial support for the business and also participated in dogfights. Fortunately, Vick was prosecuted and found guilty of felony dogfighting. He was sentenced to time in prison and shortly after lost many professional endorsements. Eventually, he became bankrupt and his reputation suffered. The media picked up on the sensationalism of this bloody pastime and has often misinterpreted the details of these stories, focusing only on the attacks by the Pitbulls and making it sound like the attacks have been due to a violent, aggressive temperament. Since 1992, the breed most involved in fatal attacks on humans has actually been the Rottweiler, not the Pitbull, according to the Humane Society of the U.S. The reality of the situation is that mishandling by abusive and greedy humans has led to this reputation. It is at least 500,000 times more likely that a pit bull will be killed by a human than the other way around. These dogs are not killers. They are merely fighting for survival. Many owners, while not directly involved in dogfighting, fail to properly train their dogs. Dogs are not taught how to interact with other animals or people, and are often not properly contained on the owner's property. Additionally, pit bulls have been overbred and as a result are often abandoned to either shelters or the streets. Sadly, today 90% of these dogs are homeless and in shelters. Each year, 1.2 million dogs are euthanized in shelters, approximately 40% of whom are pits. This means nearly 500,000 pit bulls and pit bull mixes are killed in shelters each year, and sadly, they are only the third most likely to be adopted. How can you judge someone's character? Is it based on their strong loyalty to family and friends, the unconditional love they provide others, the strength they show in times of great difficulty, their willingness to forgive, their will to survive? If so, then the pit bull is truly the perfect example of true character. We can all learn something from this breed. Considering welcoming one of these bundles of joy into your family, where you can give them a real home that they deserve.